Hey, it's a great day. I'm Mike Current, Energizer, and in this video, I'm going to be comparing the desert section of the Pacific Crest Trail with that of the Continental Divide Trail. Yeah, so let's do this. I am currently in the town of Chama. I am taking 2 0 days to get ready for Colorado. It's going to be a dynamically different type of through hike for the next 3-4 weeks. And so I need to get ready for that, and I'll talk about that more in tomorrow's video. But for today, what I would like to do is talk about my impressions of the desert section of the Continental Divide Trail and comparing that to the Pacific Crest Trail. So the 5 sections that I will compare between the two trails are trail, water, terrain, towns, and animals. So first, looking at the Pacific Crest Trail, let's face it, the Pacific Crest Trail is a great trail. It's designed for equestrian use. The quality of the trail is excellent. I personally think the first 150 miles of the PCT is the worst as far as quality of the trail itself than the rest of the 2,650 miles. But still, it is a great trail, and it's relatively well marked. It's not like the AT, but still, it's a well-marked trail. Now compare that to the Continental Divide Trail in the desert. Yeah, it's tough to follow sometimes. There's not much of a trail there. It is not well marked. Some areas are well marked, but some areas are not well marked. At times, I did get temporarily disoriented. I was never lost. For this entire 800 miles, I was 90% sure that I was standing in the state of New Mexico. So saying that I was lost would be a tough term, but temporarily disoriented, yeah, a couple times. And even if you got a good trail, then at times you're on a dirt road and even hardball roads. And yeah, those are tough on the feet. The second category, water. Now let's face it, PCT, CDT, they're both desert sections. So water's a concern. For the PCT, I thought there were more natural sources of water, streams, rivers, that sort of thing that were along the trail, and then some outstanding caches that the local communities or individuals were maintaining. I would like to commend those communities and those individuals. Don't ever allow anyone to tell you they're not appreciated and you should stop doing what you're doing. Keep those caches going. For the CDT, a lot of cow troughs, wells, not so much natural rivers. There were some, but I spent most of my time looking for a cow trough or a pond, something like that. And the caches, the Continental Divide Trail Coalition manages 5 caches from the border to Lordsburg. And again, I would like to commend the CDTC for establishing those and maintaining those. Those are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. The third category is the terrain. Now for the PCT, yeah, I know it's the desert section, but it wasn't many times in the desert section of the PCT that I actually felt I was in the desert. There are times, but I didn't feel I was in the desert, the hot and the cacti and just that. A lot of times it was just the high plains, nice grasslands and trees. So I never felt totally immersed in the desert, even though it's defined as the desert section. And kind of with that, the PCT, the desert section, does have the San Jacinto Mountains and Baden-Powell. And mile per mile, those are the most dangerous sections, San Jacinto particularly, on the Pacific Crest Trail, not the Sierra, as far as deaths. And yeah, you got to worry about, the snow and traversing it and going down a chute. So that causes some issues with hikers early on in the Pacific Crest Trail. For the Continental Divide Trail, I thought it offered more diversity as far as the different types of ecosystems that you go through, the landscapes that you go through, than on the Pacific Crest Trail. It seemed every time I would go into a town and step out of a town, everything around me would just change. And yeah, there were times when, you're in the desert. It's hot, there's cacti, there's thorns going through the shoes, and so you really feel that, but you also get up into that high country. Now, the CDT does not have a San Jacinto Baden-Powell equivalent as far as that snow danger, but you do get up in the 10,000 foot range and you spend some time up there. And depending on when you're walking through, you could be walking through quite a bit of snow and you're dealing with the elevation, the lower oxygen level. Between the two types of terrain, I thought the CDT was more extreme as far as challenging the hiker as they were walking through it. For the fourth category is the towns. Now for the Pacific Crest Trail, let's face it, that little towns along the PCT and the desert section, they're touristy communities to support the greater Los Angeles community. When they want to get away from the big city, they go up there on the weekends, or from San Diego, they go up there. So they're nice, very touristy, but there's a price tag to match. Compare that to the towns along the Continental Divide Trail. Yeah, there's some towns along the CDT in the desert section. They are past their prime. They are kind of run down. Yeah, they show that age that's there. But the expense, they're less expensive compared to what you're going to find on the PCT. You can get a good meal and a good room for a lot less money on the Continental Divide Trail in those small towns. And I found the people in those towns just genuinely friendly and just real. As far as animals, on the Pacific Crest Trail, I saw a lot more snakes. Rattlesnakes, about every day or every other day as I was going through, I would see a rattlesnake, and I saw a few bears. But other than that, no, didn't see quite as many animals, that huge variety of animals in the desert section as compared to the Continental Divide Trail. On the Continental Divide Trail, I only saw one baby rattlesnake. That's it. Now, could be a lot more. That's just, what I experienced. And I didn't see any bears. A couple other people did see bears, and one person did see a mountain lion. But I didn't see a bear, didn't see a mountain lion. Whole heck of a lot of cows and deer and elk and prairie dogs, and just the wide variety of animals, I think, was more abundant on the Continental Divide Trail than what I had experienced on the Pacific Crest Trail. So overall, how would I compare the two? Let's face it, the Pacific Crest Trail is my first love. I absolutely love that trail. But comparing the desert section of the Pacific Crest Trail with the desert section of the Continental Divide Trail, I have to admit, I found the Continental Divide Trail desert section to be more challenging, more extreme, required more from me than the Pacific Crest Trail desert section. But I enjoyed it because of the diversity of the landscapes. I enjoyed it more. And yeah, it was just an incredible experience. So like I said, I'll be taking 2 zeros today and tomorrow. And then I'm going to be heading into Colorado in the San Juans. Be able to compare, hey, how are the Rockies compared to the Sierra? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. And I am looking forward to it. A whole different type of thru hike is just about to happen. I'll see you then.